Hi, I'm Karan, and this evening I'm going to be sharing with you about my tincture here. Okay, this has been setting maybe like about probably going on 4 weeks now. So pretty much I could really start using it, and it's best between 4 to 6 weeks. I could go to 6 weeks as well as it is, ready for use. What do I have in this? I have thyme, I have garlics, and I have ginger root. All right. This is very, very helpful for bad cold, bronchitis, cough, cold. But in particular, what I want to talk to you about this evening is how important the thyme is. And most of us as Jamaicans, we use it to season our meat, right? We always have a piece of thyme in the pot when we're cooking, we rice and peas or, or meat in general. But sometimes we're using the things and we don't even realize how nutritious they really are, how valuable it really is to us, and especially in this time. Now, the videos I've been doing tonight, I try to use things that are easily accessible, like everybody can find it, kind of thing. So there are a lot of other kinds of herbs out there, and I will be doing videos in the future on them. But for now, because we're trying to save lives, and that's what's important to me, I want to use stuff that everybody can find. All right. One of the concussion I forgot to tell you about is ginger, apple cider vinegar, onion, cayenne pepper, and you put that in your apple cider vinegar, right? And you have that, you can put it in your refrigerator, as well as it can sit outside the refrigerator because it's in the apple cider vinegar. So your garlic, your onion, your ginger, and your cayenne pepper, and you put that to sit. If somebody's throat feeling funny, you can take 1 or 2 teaspoons of that, and you can take it throughout the day and you should be fine. All right, we want to talk about the thyme. No, because that is something you can farm in your backyard. And I said to people, we're getting bored at home. Personally, I am going out of my mind, having to just stay put. And you know the funny thing about me, if they didn't say we have to lock in the house, I'd be fine just locked up in here. But the mere fact it said, it drives me crazy. So I'm going out of my mind. But there are things we can do while we are isolated at home. And for those who are quarantined, I'm going to tell you about the thyme, but some of you can join me in getting and reading this book. I asked my husband to get it for me this week, and it came. He got it. I didn't even realize he did. It says Give and Take, right? By Adam Grant. And I was doing one of my assignments for school recently and came across this one. It says, why helping others drive our success. This is a time to help people, right? So we can all survive, because all of us want to live regardless of, as much as we complain about life, we want to live. All right, so let's talk about the thyme now. It is very good for helping with chronic renal failure. So persons with kidney disease, you want to have your thyme. Now this, as you know, I use vodka to do my tinctures. So these are being soaked in vodka. All right. But you can soak it in your apple cider vinegar. And by now, you can soak it in your glycerine. So it's by your choice. All right, as well as if you're not making a tincture, you can make syrups. So what you do, you boil the thyme. You can put it to steep overnight, and throughout the next day you drink it. For those who hate taste, sweeten everything with every bush you find with honey and drink it if you hate the bitters or you hate the taste. Other than that, you steep a lot of these herbs that I've been discussing. You can steep them overnight, make it cool, and tomorrow you just drink it as a room temperature water. You're getting in the nutrients that you need. All right, it's a member of the mint family. Remember, I've been telling you, plant mint in your backyard, every kind of mint. Mint is a calming herb. It also helps you to keep calm. So persons suffering with anxiety and depression, you really want to be drinking a lot of mint tea, every type of tea, mint you can think of. All right, it has antibacterial properties, right? It has thymol, which destroys harmful organism. So this is one of the enzymes that we find in our thyme, right? Very valuable. We underestimate it. Thymol is used in Listerine mouthwash, and it's used in Vicks Vapor Rub. So you're talking about the properties that they get out of this thyme. They use it in the list to make Listerine mouthwash as well as Vicks Vapor Rub, right? Because of its antifungal properties as well. So if you have fungus on your toe or anywhere, remember, say you can do a toe bath, foot bath, and you put your thyme in there. Takes care of the fungus. So it has antifungal properties in it. For persons who suffer with vertigo, dizziness, and this ringing in your ear, you want to supplement on your thyme. Whether you use the thyme oil, or as I say, you make the teas with it, or if you want to do the tinctures. But teas are really good as well. You don't want to overboil it. You want to boil the water, and then when you turn off the pot, you drop it in there, you cover it, you make, the heat pulls out the nutrients, or the enzymes from them. Thyme with honey helps with sleep. So people with sleep problem, you can drink your thyme tea with the honey. Probably you drink it in the nights before you go to your bed. I remember when I was having my first child at Jubilee, the ladies used to call and beg them, beg family members, bring thyme tea come, because you would be sure to start having contractions very fast, and those babies would just born very quickly. So thyme tea that's one of the things a lot of pregnant mothers know about thyme bush, all right? It's good for oral health, and as I mentioned before, they use it for mouthwash and Vicks Vapor Rub. It is used to stop poisoning, and they've been using this for years to stop poisoning, right? It has it's like a very strong antibiotic. They did a test with they tested thyme a while back with 120 bacteria, okay? And thyme came out on top because it eliminated all of these bacteria. And it was found to especially be useful with bacteria that antibiotic could not help, all right? So there you have it. It is a diuretic, which means it helps the body to rid itself of excess salt, excess toxin, and excess water, right? So it acts as a diuretic. That's really good. We get rid of the toxins out of our body, so you will urinate even more, all right, and sweat when you drink it. It treats respiratory tract disorders, cough, congestion, bronchitis. Steep the leaf in hot water at night, sweeten it with honey, drink it, or you have it cool for the next morning. Very good for mood and tiredness. So if you're tired, like some of the day I'm tired, I think it's my mind tired because I'm locked in and wondering what next to do. Yeah, so maybe the mind is tired. Like today I felt a bit tired in my mind, and I think it was getting my mood. The whole thinking about just being stuck in the house was getting to me, and I just went and I took 4 of my vitamin D supplements and 2 magnesium, and I just got a lift from there, and I just continued my day. So here, thyme help with mood and tiredness. If you find you're too exhausted and you're suffering from adrenal fatigue, you can start drink up more thyme tea. It helps with gas and indigestion. So if your stomach has grown too much and there is a lot of gas, you start drink up your thyme tea, and ginger will help with that as well. It acts as an it has antibacterial properties. I did mention that. It reduces inflammation, and with that, when you're talking about reducing inflammation, it really helps with a lot of diseases, because most of the disease in our body is caused by inflammation. We drink a lot of sugar, sweet, and let me tell you, a lot of people say to me, I cut out sugar, but understand that sugar goes by, I think it's 63 different names, and if you don't know all of them, you could be getting a lot of sugar and you don't even know, because it has like 63 different names right now. So many ways to hide it in the stuff you eat. But we know that some things like soda, very high in sugar content, so you want to be very careful. You want to reduce the sugary stuff that we eat. You know that carbohydrate turns into sugar, so you want to be very careful with the carbohydrate, all right? And I like when it reduces inflammation. You're talking about arthritis pains, you're talking about dementia, inflammation in the brain, the arthritis, the inflammation in the bone. So heart problem, inflammation in the arteries sometimes. So yeah, it's when you talk about that, you really, that's one of the properties that I can really appreciate in most of our herbs, right? It inhibits inflammatory enzymes found in the body. So that's how it stops the growth of inflammation. So it will cut it down, it reduces it in the body, and that is very helps us to stay healthier and clear of disease. It works as resveratrol, which is a chemical found in red wine, and that is some persons drink red wine to control cholesterol because of the resveratrol that's in it. So thyme also carries that compound, so you can experiment on it if you're struggling with high cholesterol. All right, it significantly reduces the production of the gene expression of inflammation, all right, inflammatory mediators. So that is how it reduces the inflammation in our body, by reducing their production. It's an excellent source of anti-inflammatory effects. It reduces pro-inflammatory cytokines. So the work that thyme does is amazing, and it is, as I said, readily accessible. When this thing was starting, I was telling a lot of our church folk, if you can buy £10 and just put it down, because we don't know how long this is going to last, just buy it, put it in your fridge. You have it for your family regardless of if you can get to a hospital. If you can't, at least you know you have your thyme. You can make your thyme tea, you throw plenty in your soups, season your meat with a lot of it, make the tinctures, so many ways that we can consume it. It treats athlete foot caused by fungal growth. It disrupts the cell membranes and metabolism of fungus. You can add thyme oil to your bath. So either you do a foot bath or you can have a whole bath, all right? And you add the thyme oil to it. So yes, you have it in oils as well for those who prefer oils. It promotes bone health as it's very rich in magnesium and calcium. So that's why it makes us sleep, and you know, it's a good sleep aid because it is rich in magnesium, and we know that magnesium will give you a really good night's sleep. And I can testify about magnesium with the headaches and with not being able to sleep. It really helped me with insomnia. Now I go to my bed, people can't call me 3 o'clock at night morning or texting me and finding me. No, I'm sleeping. All right, so get on your magnesium if you want a good night's sleep. It improves heart health. Chronic inflammation is a leading cause of heart disease. So a lot of people suffering with heart disease is because of so much inflammation in the body. All sort of sugar, dairy, all sort of stuff that causes mucus and inflammation in the body, and we just snack on them all day round, all year round, and we're not doing any kind of detox. We're not drinking the bitters, we're not cleansing the blood, we're not, you know, so we are destroying ourselves. You really are what you eat. You really are what you eat, and when you change your diet, you will realize how much we are what we eat. Sometimes they say you're using your mouth to dig a grave. It is very true. When you think about it, it is really true. It prevents chronic inflammation in the body. So we really want to have with thyme. It's anti-spasmodic properties. It has anti-spasmodic properties, which is good. What that means? Good for pull muscles. So if you're having a lot of pull muscles, I used to have that a lot in high school and I didn't even know why. But in, you know, recent years, I realized it's because I was deficient in magnesium. And yes, so either you drink your thyme tea or your thyme tincture or your thyme syrup, or you cook with plenty thyme. But either way, if you're having a lot of pull muscles or muscle ache, thyme will help you. Or your magnesium. So take high dosage of magnesium. Really helps with pull muscle. Thyme is good for sore throat. Is one of the things that they've tested it on over the years because of the antimicrobial properties. It helps with sore throat. It relaxes your arteries and your veins, which is why it improves the heart. It improves your blood pressure, and it is rich in vitamin A, B, C, E, and vitamin K and folic acid. You couldn't ask for more. You see how God good? Every time I really read about the herbs and the trees and what we get from them, to me, it just really let me glorify God even more. And he's just amazing. It just shows how much he cares. Everything that he provided for us to eat, it is healthy. It builds us up and not break us down. And all of these diseases and sickness, you know, I'm going to end this video telling you to do. I want you to watch the video Seeds of Death. It's on YouTube. It's about an hour long, right? I believe every person should watch that video. And I've said since I found that video online that every church should have a movie night and show that video to the believers. It's called Seeds of Death. And when you watch that, you will be very careful of how you eat. So I'm going to leave you with that tonight on the Thyme. Very, very, very nutritious. Leaves, herbs. Plant some in your backyard, plant some to the side, plant some to the front. There are many ways to fight COVID-19. Don't buy into the fear. Don't be driven insane. Don't go crazy. Your spouse depending on you, your children depending on you, your church depending on you. And please share this video with your saints. I hate to hear when the believers are dying because of this. Because there is good information out there. Stay on heavy doses of vitamin C. When there was the article about China using the vitamin C IV, there was also one in Washington Post about them using it in New York and the success that they've had. Let me tell you, I cannot emphasize high dosage of vitamin C enough. You want to ask your doctors about it. If you are sick and you have to go to a hospital or your family member, please don't go there without asking them to give you a vitamin C IV. Knowledge is power, and the Word of God says we are perishing for a lack of knowledge. Have a wonderful evening.